Are you looking for a faster video? Well, today it's a live stream, and I know you're probably looking for a really nice and tidy, edited down video, but I have ways for you to make it faster. You can click that little gear on the YouTube settings right there on the video and adjust the playback speed, make me sound like a chipmunk, and it'll go a lot faster. You can also look and see if there's timestamps for this project in the description, and if you're on a desktop, you can hover over the time bar at the bottom of the screen and see if it's chunked up into chapters, and then that way you can go directly to the step you're looking for. And lastly, you can also tap on the screen on the right hand side of the video picture or on the left hand side to make the video jump ahead, forward or backward if you're on a mobile device. And you can adjust that amount in your settings so you can have complete control over how much it jumps. So if you are on a desktop, you can use the fast forward or the rewind, and that will make it go faster as well. You can also enable subtitles. What do you mean double audio? What? What? Hi. Did that work? It's feeding back. Okay. Refresh. And then tell me if it's still doing that. That is not the... Oh, yeah. Okay. The suspense. Okay. It's all good for you. It's all good for you too. Okay, you guys probably have me open in 2 tabs. Not anymore. All right. Man, you guys, what you put me through. Hi. Hello. Okay, so you know, I don't know what that was. That was so weird. Well, and then I was like, had so many windows open that I went to the thing, and then I just went to my stream software and just cut off my intro, so sorry about that. You know, I got a security thing when I went live today. I've gotten 2 in the since last week, suspiciously. And it did it after I went live. Like it said, hey, we just want to make sure it's you. You need to confirm your device. And I have like all kinds of, you know, protections in my login. I don't mess around with that stuff. So I think that it did something weird with the scheduled stream and that. So anyway, how are you all? Nice to see you. Okay, so I started talking about my Sequoia cargo pants, but I could tell you guys we're not like being able to hear me. So my Sequoia cargo pants turned out amazing. I wore them all weekend. They were just such the perfect like slouchy, comfortable pant that had a little bit of body to them, so they didn't feel like I was going to, you know, scratch myself when I was walking out in the weeds. But they were also loose enough that I could squat down. I love them. I think they're great. I think it's confusing seeing them in denim because you expect denim to be kind of tight, but it's a really lightweight denim, so it's perfect. The only issue is that that elastic I cut was way too long. I think I could have cut like 2 inches off and they would have been perfect. Perfect except for the way that front waistband sewed. Like it looks better in person, but it doesn't look that great. It looks better than the photos, but it still doesn't look that great. And it was such a struggle. It just was very counterintuitive to sew that. And I've been thinking about it nonstop because I wore the pants constantly, and I just kept thinking about it. And I've thought of 2 other ways to sew it. I actually think the way you're sewing it isn't I'm not going to say the correct way because, you know, you can do it however you want. I don't think it's the way you sew it when it's commercially made, and that's partly the problem. I think there's actually raw serged edges exposed on the inside of the waistband when you do those, and this one was clean finished, which I'm a big fan of. So I have a few ideas, and I'm not sure it's worth like figuring it out and then doing a video and posting it because I don't see people talking about that pant very much. However, maybe if there was a really straightforward way to sew that thing, more people would sew it. So, you know, there's that. Aww. That's sweet. So, and it's not like I can like put a draw cord in it because I can't put a hole in the waistband clean through. Like I couldn't put a buttonhole clean through, otherwise then it wouldn't cinch it, right? You have to do it just in that top layer of ribbing. I can't just pop open a few stitches in the back, pull out the elastic and shorten it because the elastic is serged into that facing seam. So it is quite fixed, you know, and I think that's a drawback of that. And you know, you saw me try on the elastic with the waistband. I put it where I thought it was going to sit. And the thing is, the pants stay up, they're fine, but they are very, very loose. You know what I mean? I don't have to unbutton them to get them on and off, like no problem. So if I stepped on my hem, I'd pants myself. It's not a good look for anybody, right? All right. Well, hi, Shem's toddler. Hi, Shem's daughter. Hi. Oh, man. Live. It's live and there's still a delay. Okay, so today I'm making the Shenanigans Skort by 5 out of 4 patterns. I don't mention it very often, but I am an ambassador and an affiliate for 5 out of 4 patterns, which means as an ambassador, I make something every month by 5 out of 4 patterns. I don't always stream it, but I am streaming this one today. And I've already made this once last month, and I'm wearing it right now. And I have pictures to show you guys. Let's see. You've probably seen them if you saw any of the things I posted. Here we go. So that's the skirt I'm wearing, you know, right now. And I love it. I love it. There's a little ruffle at the bottom that's smooth, not gathered. And then I'm showing the waistband because the waistband is the elastic is enclosed and included in the seam, which makes it so that it's not going to twist. It's really soft against the skin. And it just makes it a really nice, clean finish and nice and flat, very flattering that way. No bulk. I really love it. And it does have shorts underneath the skirt. So that's why it's a skort. So my plan today, though, is to make, do I not have a picture of that? Wait a minute. Do I have a picture of that? Let me see. My plan is to make this more like a utility skirt with shorts, a utility skort. And let's see here. Let me see if I have a picture of this. Oh, that doesn't really have the things on it. I think this is it. Let's see. That's it, but let's see if I can pull it up for you guys. I'm going to remove one of these pictures. Let's remove this one. Just a second. I already found it, so it won't be hard to find. Is this it? No. I thought this is the one I just replaced. Where is it? Is it this? No, I can't find it. I can't grab it. Which way does it want me to? Oh my gosh, sorry guys. I just can't grab it. Oh well. Oh well. No worries. I'm going to put a little zippered welt pocket on the front and maybe a tool pocket, maybe back pockets. I don't want to put too many pockets because I don't want it to get too heavy. I just want, yeah, exactly, Shem. And you know what? I don't choose to participate in that. Yeah, so. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. You've made 3 of these so far, Randa? Oh, cool. Tech is like, tech, I don't choose to believe tech is against me because I do so much techie stuff that I'm not even like this super techie person. I'm just tenacious. So, all right, so I'm going to be using this stretch woven ripstop. And ripstop has this very characteristic square pattern. Can you see the squares on this? I don't know if you can see the squares on it. Let me hold it still. You've all seen ripstop before. This is a little bit stiffer. It has a lot more body. So it's going to have a little bit of abrasion resistance, and it is stretchy. I made this into a pair of pants, the Peaks and Valleys pants by Decades of Style. And I love those. My only thing about those, I don't wear them a lot because they're cropped. And I don't know why I keep making cropped pants, because I live in a climate that if you're wearing pants, it's winter. And if it's winter, you're not wearing cropped pants. Like, I don't like wearing socks with clogs. So go figure, you know. Yes, yeah, exactly, Danny. The Adventure Skort is another one. It's stretchy ripstop, and I got it from Maker's Fabric. Here, I'll pull it up for you guys. I really love this fabric site. I'll pull it up for you guys. This is like, this is my kind of fabric site. I'm not saying that it's cheap fabric, but I am saying that you're gonna make things out of fabric that you're gonna have forever from this website. For me, I'm all about linen, cotton, wool, things like that. So if you like that kind of thing, like it works for your lifestyle. And she has a lot of solids. There's no prints really to speak of there. There's only 2 colors left, and it's this right here and then this mustard color, which I lined a jacket for my husband in. And see how it's stretchy? So it's pretty firm stretch. It's not going to be a super stretchy stretch woven like some stretch denim is, but it'll be enough. And I tested the waistband. I got the waistband out, and I tested it to see if I could get on and off made out of this fabric. I'm going to be doing the shorts out of this, I keep saying this is bamboo. I'm pretty sure it's a rayon knit or a tencel knit, not bamboo. And it's just like a bouncy knit. I love making things like that. Yeah, and they always give you a little label too. Nylon or cotton. It is cotton ripstop. Yeah, Japanese stretch cotton ripstop. Oh, yeah, exactly, Eliza. Yeah, me too, Michelle. Yeah, if you really like to know the weight, and she really gives you a lot of background on the fabric that is very educational. I referenced her site a couple of times for one of the Zooms I did for the Guild regarding shopping for fabric online, because hers is some of the most accurate information. And it's not just copy pasted from someone else's site, which I really appreciate. No, bamboo is bamboo and rayon is wood, but they are both highly processed. So that's why sometimes I'll make like a flippant remark like, is it really a natural fiber? You know what I mean? Because it's the same in knitting. There are all-out screaming matches in the knitting world over yarn and what is a natural fiber. And bamboo, people will they will die on the hill that bamboo is a natural fiber in the yarn world. But when you learn what bamboo has to go through in order for it to become a yarn, it's just like saying a Cheeto isn't processed food. It is what it is. We all love Cheetos from time to time. We all love bamboo. You know, that's the way I look at it. But there are people that will really talk your ear off about that, and I'm not going to be one of them. So anyway, I have a zipper that matches, so of course I really want to use it. And my idea is to make something that, I don't want to use this piece of paper, but I will. No, I'm not going to use this piece of paper because I imagine they do, because I want that for pattern drafting, that's why. So my skirt is going to be like this. And there will be shorts underneath that don't stick out. I'm thinking a little zippered pocket, maybe a tool pocket on the side, something like that. Rachel's on Michelle's side. I mean, yeah, like in a way, bamboo is also a wood fiber, right? Oh, you're fine, Nancy. We had so much trouble getting started today. I started 4 times. You haven't missed anything, and you're welcome to come anytime you like. Oh, they do, Aisha? Oh, that's really cool. So I think you could do this. Okay, so this fabric, I want to say that this pattern is not recommended for a stretch woven. They don't say you can't do it. There's a lot of options with this particular one. So you can do lots of lengths, lots of short lengths, ruffle or no ruffle. And then there's an optional pocket for either a tennis ball or a little patch pocket. The Adventure Skort is really similar, and I'm really sorry I can't remember what the difference is, but I kind of like went between both, and I just couldn't remember that. So I don't know. I kind of want it to be a tool pocket and this be my phone pocket. Zippered, yeah. Well, I don't know. I may do a zippered welt. I think I'm gonna do a cheating one, so it'll look like this. It'll be an exposed zippered welt. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Oh, it probably is, Barbara. Just refresh. Yeah. Hi, Nancy. I haven't said hi to each person today because we were kind of late. Sorry about that. Okay. So again, 5 out of 4 patterns. Shenanigans Skort. But my twist is that I'm going to be doing a stretch woven skirt and waistband and a stretch, like a knit short, just like I did. Well, I don't know, Aisha. I'm thinking about it only because the this particular stretch woven isn't very stretchy. Exactly. Oh, you've done double welt zippered pockets. Well, la-ti-da. No. Oh, is that what it is, Danny? You know, I know Libby got that one. If Libby shows up, we can, but I think she does, I know so much about all of your schedules because of the workshop. It seems so creepy, but I think she has breakfast with her, or lunch with her dad today. No, I'm not going to say that 5 times fast. We know where that's going. All right, so there's the little ruffle. I'm not using this. This is the ball pocket. I'm not going to use that. So we'll just put those aside. So I have my skirt front and back here. And I have my skort. But there's a gusset. And I do need that. There it is. It has a gusset. So there we go. Here's the waistband right here. And then from the skill building session all about making pockets, I grabbed my welt pocket and a patch pocket. And then from Michael's overalls, I grabbed the utility pocket. Why is this wider? Why is this wider? Oh, because I forgot to cut it out. That's why. I forgot to cut it out. It's not wider. All right. So those are my possibilities. It's all a play. I sell the guild to you saying there's no data mining. And in a bizarre twist, I know all about you. All right, so we're gonna cut this out today. I'm gonna set this aside though. And we're gonna look at our pattern pieces. I don't need to make any changes to these right here. We're fine with this. Incidentally, after getting this pair, this skort, I've decided that I'm gonna start making myself a few of these, just the short, as a, to wear under dresses with no underwear. Sorry, it's probably too much information, but as a single layer because it has a gusset, so it'll be comfortable. And I think that that'll be really nice to have just one layer of a short. Like it's basically, I'm gonna make underwear shorts. So, oh, okay, does it, Aunt Danny? That makes sense. If there's one thing you can say about 5 out of 4 patterns is there's always a lot of options with their patterns. It's kind of hard to even know all of the possible options on most of their patterns. You have to look through all the pictures, read the list. So, yeah. Team shorts. Yeah, Terry, yeah, exactly. Yeah, long ladies boxers, exactly. Yes, Rachel. I have a feeling I'm going to be looking at a lot of butts soon. All right, so I got my dress form out because I kind of just want to look at it. Yeah, right, Nancy? I wear shorts under my dresses already, but I wouldn't replace my underwear with them because they're just like workout shorts, you know? This is not the right angle for this, but I want to monkey around with this too much because we're going to go back to the other one. All right, so I just wanted to put this on here. And I just want to see where I'm at, you know? This is hitting me. This is hitting me. Oy. I'm going to measure down from my shoulder. This is how I'm going to position this. Yeah, that's what it's for, Michelle. This is part of my gardening capsule wardrobe. All right, so if I measure down from my shoulder, the top of the waistband is sitting right here. Really? That low? I guess that's about right. Okay. Oh, I did the high rise version. There's also different rises. And so, yeah, so that's like almost to my side seam there. Most knits will have negative ease, right? Okay, so that looks about right. I'm wearing this right now and it's not stretched out over me. It doesn't mean that it's not actually stretching a little bit though. It probably is. And the knit's gonna be far more forgiving. So I might make the skirt a little bit bigger, but I'm not gonna add much. I'm not gonna add much, just a little bit. Okay. Cancel. All right, so where do I want my little pocket? Do you think it's going to be weird to have an asymmetrical skirt with pockets like that? What if I just did this? No, I don't want a back pocket. I just want this and this. I want both of these. Yeah, that's why I want it to hang a little looser, Barbara. I think that's a really good, really valid concern. I have not talked with anybody since Saturday, since you guys. I might have to chew gum. Oh, and the other thing is the length. I would like it to be about 15 inches. So I didn't cut off the other lengths here. I just pinned or folded them back and used a invisible or removable tape. Invisible. You know, I had to buy something on Amazon the other day, and I needed something to make the order a certain amount of money. You know how you have to make it, because it was such a tiny, small, cheap item that I couldn't find anywhere else. And you guys have talked about using the medical examiner taper for patterns. And so I was looking at that stuff, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to add some new things to my so-so wish list, because it was kind of like there were a few things I need to change out. Could I have it perpendicular? But hi Sue. So what do you guys buy? Do you actually buy the medical examiner paper on the roll? And 21 inches, is that wide enough? I guess 21 inches could be wide enough. That would be right here. I kind of was nervous about it. All right, so I want a 15-inch out seam, which is about right here. Let's take off 1.5 inches. I have all this removable tape. I'll just put it over here. What am I stuck on? Oh, there's like some like gummy stuff there. All right, so we're gonna shorten this skirt. The names of the lengths of these skirts are really annoying to me. Okay. I think this time I'm just going to trim this off because this is probably about as long as my legs could do a short skirt. Oh, interesting, Rachel. Okay. Interesting. You used to and you hate working with tracing paper. Are you saying that, Michelle, because it's like tracing paper? Is it that thin? Huh. All right, I want to add to the side seam. And then next I'm going to add my pocket. I won't have to do too much work because I have been drafting a lot of patterns lately that have these kinds of pockets, you know, for my husband's overalls. And what was the other thing I did? Well, I pulled out, oh, from the pockets skill building session. Yeah, I have some of those. If it's for tracing, I like B, paper, white sketch, and trace. Okay. I can just buy dot paper. I don't think dot paper is actually any more expensive. I have to admit though, like when I started thinking about the medical examiner paper, it was sort of appealing to have the roll right here on the end of my table. And it's funny because I gave my friend Laura Jean of Knitted Wit, I gave her my tissue paper roll back when I was one of those Etsyans feeling like I had to kill myself wrapping orders and making it cute. And then when I got my website, I was like, those days are over. No more wrapping gifts for customers' orders. Okay, Shem, yeah, that's what I use. I like dot paper too. This is plotter paper, so this is exactly what you get PDFs printed on when you order them. That's what this is right here. And I normally wouldn't use this because I think this is kind of an expensive way to do it. But, you know, it works. I had it, and it was the only thing I had. All right, so we're going to correct a couple of little things about this pattern. And that is, say it with me, right angles. We are going to create some right angles here. I'm going to tape both my pieces here together to just, only because I'm trying to use this piece of paper sitting here. We'll do one at a time. Oh, I can send you a link to that, Shem. There's a few different styles. So there's the kind that mount to the wall, but I don't recommend those unless you know your wall is extremely sturdy, because that roll of oak tag is no joke, right? And then there are standing ones. So then your rolls will stand like this and you can draw off paper. There's that too. I'm trying to think what was the other kind. Well, the one that mounts on the wall, I used to use a fabric spreader. It was kind of an old funky thing that worked, all that work, and then I just ripped off my little piece of paper because I didn't tape it on the back. See, this is what I tell you guys. You got to tape your pattern pieces to the back. And sometimes I do it after I cut, which is not a good order of operations, you know. It's only being held there with this little tiny piece of tape. You can just go to places like, what's Komar called now? Komar Apparel Supply, I think it's called. It's either that or 3A Thread and Supply. They became the same company, so it's one of those two. Oh, you do want something horizontal? If you have multiples, you can get a freestanding rack that will hold multiples, and they can be A-line, so you can have rolls on either side of the A, or you can have them so that they're straight and then it comes down and you have multiple rolls. And they can even have big wheels so you can roll them around. I worked one place, and I don't know why. It was really fun. They got every color of the oak tag. I am adding a 1/2 inch to the side seam. Sorry, I should tell you that. And right now I am putting a right angle here at the waist. And so let me put it in Sharpie. So I've added a 1/2 inch to my waist. That's kind of probably a lot to add. I might cut some of that off. So here, I've added a little bit because this stretch woven isn't very stretchy. And now I'm going to put a right angle, because right now this is what the waist looks like. It barely has any curve here. And if you just do this a straight line like this, when you sew your side seam together, what you end up having is a point. So if this was my side seam, you would have a point like this. And then your waistband has to go like this, which isn't natural. Yeah, so either Komar Supply or 3A Thread and Supply, Shem. Exactly, Barbara, it's like that. Yeah, that's what we used. We always had those like freestanding racks, and they're really great. Some of them even have cutters. You know, so I'm trying to remember. I might be wrong about that. I feel like, no, it doesn't have a cutter. I don't think it has a cutter. I'm thinking of my tissue paper roll, because I could go zip. It's great. So now, yeah, I'm just adding this little, I want this to be a right angle. I want a smooth transition, so let's just do it this way. I think it's 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. So let's overlap this on the seam line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a parallel 3/4 inch line on one and then line up this cut edge to this one. And I'm going to line up the original top of the waist to this top of the waist here, right? And so now, here's my waist, and we can kind of blend this waist seam together. This could use a little more paper, huh? Yeah, exactly, Anna. It's like a bar that goes across. It's not really a blade. But for oak tag, you just couldn't use that. Oak tag would be too, you would get a paper cut. I'm just looking for a smaller pen right now. Actually, I'm just gonna use my pencil. So I'm gonna go like this. See how I'm like smoothing out the side right here to have a nice smooth transition at the waist. And then I'm gonna transfer that shape to the under pattern piece as well. And now we have a better idea of what we're looking for. So I added like a good 3/8 of an inch there. Again, I didn't secure my little piece of paper back here. All right. This one I did. All right. And now at the bottom, you got to do the same thing. Yeah, it would be kind of comical. I totally agree, Jim. Yeah, I just stand mine up too. I've worked in so many different places, and I just think like there's good things and bad things with all of them. Yeah, and they can be really dangerous, especially around small kids or animals, because they are very heavy and they will just fall over. So here's another thing, like this comes up at a point as well. So let's just smooth this out a little bit. Because you know what? We're just going to chop it off when we hem it anyway, so let's not do that. Let's fix it now. This one particularly has like a little wing on it. We don't like wings. Oh, that's great. Yeah, and construction paper tears so easily. I'll bet that's really satisfying. That's really great. All right, so I'm just overlapping it on the seam line there. And see how this is what it looks like right now. It goes up. Sorry, I just exaggerated that by accident because my pen grabbed a groove of the paper. But this is what it looks like. It kind of goes up right here. And we don't really want that, right? We want a nice smooth transition like that. There we go. You know, this kind of like taping little pieces of paper, that's not allowed in some pattern rooms. Isn't that funny? I worked in one like that. Thankfully, it was really early on in my career. I was pretty young, and I was still learning tons. And so it wasn't like a habit I had to break. But the idea, it always bugged me, like getting a brand new piece of paper for like not very big changes, you know. So yeah, Liza didn't, or the hem. It's not going to be like, you can still sew it. But, you know, it's those little types of things that make your garment hang nicer, you know, and sew together a little easier. I thought this might be a little bit longer. Let's fix it down here. Look at that. It's much longer. That's probably me when I lengthened it. Who knows what I was going by when I did that. We'll do that. We'll just trim it all the way. Nice parallel line. Now, if you have like a prominent bum or a prominent belly, I would check your skirt length going over your center front or over your center back. It really helps because, especially over a bum, since you can't see back there while you're walking around and moving about the world, it's nice to know you have security over with coverage. I'm using the side seam because I'm pretty evenly distributed, and it's easy for me to measure it too. And this skirt's working for me, even though this one has a ruffle. But I added the ruffle length to the length of the skirt. No itty bitty piece. Yeah, you weren't allowed to tape pieces together, tape pieces to patterns. They eventually changed their mind on first patterns because they realized it just generated so much waste, you know, and which ends up creating more work. Someone has to empty out your recycling bin more often. It gets really confusing knowing which one is which, when at least if you're, you know, quilting, you're like scrapbooking your pattern together, you can kind of tell where you're at in your changes and what you've done. But under no circumstances were you ever allowed at any place I worked to tape oak tag patterns together. It would be a very specific circumstance they would let you do that. And that is very understandable because when back then, and in most places still, you would use the pattern piece to create a marker to like you're cutting layouts in a home sewing pattern. You create something like that when you go to cut everything. And they trace your pattern onto a long piece of paper, the marker. And because of that kind of tracing and all that, your edges are already soaking up a lot of Sharpie ink, and the edge gets a little frayed. So your pattern has to also be perfect, and it also people can't doubt it's correct, because then they'll start thinking it's not the final pattern when they see taped together things. So it was just like I'm sure it's not always like that now. I feel like it was partly a very snobby, the fashion industry snobby? Enough said, right? Environmental, what? It was the 90s, Anna. All right. Here's my front. Let's look at it from the back. So where would I want this little pocket? I could put the tulle thing centered over the side seam, and maybe I would what if I put 2 zippered pockets on the front, and then 1 little utility pocket? What do you guys think of that? Right here. I want this right here. So like 2 inches down from my waist. And 3 inches in from the side seam. Hey, Sydney, how's it going? How are you? Okay, so 2 inches down. It's about right here. And 3 inches in. It's right here. That's too close together. Maybe I should, I want them right here though. My suspicion is that it's stretching a little bit. You like the asymmetry? I don't know, why is it a struggle for me to like it? Are you waiting for summer because school is out, or do you want some warmth? Because you guys don't get summer until September. I just threw shade at all the people who lived in Washington. You can come to visit me. Summer is here. It's 81 degrees right now. It's probably 90 at my house. 85, 90. Okay, so what if, this is my skirt. What if, I'm gonna do this. Okay, here's a little pocket. We'll pretend like this is the other side of my front. Cover that up. Okay, so here's my skirt. There's my pocket. And then my tool pocket. Doesn't that look kind of weirdly asymmetrical, or are we okay with this? Oh my gosh. I'm using elastic inside the self Randa. So I'm keeping the exact same pattern, and I'm using the ripstop for the skirt and the waistband and putting elastic in there. Just like the instructions. Not changing that at all. Mid-90. Oh yeah, Father's Day on Sunday. My husband's out of town. All right, I'm still waiting for Shem to convince me here. It'll be fine when it's sewn. Like, this is the kind of thing, you like it asymmetrical? I think maybe if I did that, like putting that at that little angle, doesn't that kind of help it? Ooh, it's a feud now. I could, maybe if I put it down lower. The tool pocket maybe what? Yeah, it is what I'm going for, Anna. I think you're right. And I think that's what Eliza said too. Yes to the angle. Yeah. And is this, do I have this one wrong? Isn't it supposed to go like this? Yeah. I think, doesn't this have to go like this too? Pretty sure. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Randa. Because I was like, well, I got like a bunch of pockets out, and I was like, I could put back pockets on it. Because there's a lot more options with pockets if you're doing a stretch woven. If you're going to do a knit, then I'd be careful about putting any pockets on there. Like the ball pocket on the shorts, it goes on the leg of the shorts. I think that's great. I probably wouldn't have done that on like the fabric I made mine out of, because it's a very, you know, bouncy like knit. You know, it's like the rayon knit type of stuff, right? If it were more, had more structure like a cotton knit, then I would probably put maybe a pocket or two. Yeah, and that's also why I like my waistbands to sit above my hip bones, because my body does taper there a little bit. That way, you know, like if it gets too heavy, I'm not pantsing myself. And the tool belt has proven to be a very good secondary belt, you know, on my Sequoia cargos. So, all right, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. So if this were here, let's put this up on me. Where'd it go? Oh, I forgot this was like a piece of paper sitting there. That's what I was kind of thinking. Okay, let me just see position-wise. Oh, that works. That works. That works pretty good, actually. Okay, that works pretty good. And then this right here, yeah, that'll work like that. Okay, something like that. Okay, let's cut. All right, I'm excited. This is the, we're gonna say that this is, we'll put it 2 inches above the hem. We still have like a 1/2 inch hem on this, so that'll be 1.5 inches. The skirt feels a little short. All right, and then this goes. What are the odds of that? Let's see. This goes right here. Okay, we're set. Let's do it. Let's do this. I need to add to my waistband. Let's actually make a new waistband pattern really quick, because I added a little bit and I'm going to make this one smaller, and then that way I can still use this waistband. Well, actually, no, I want to cut this down because I already had to cut this down once. We're going to cut this down because my elastic is 1.25 inches wide. I only need this waistband to be twice the width of my elastic. So when I made this skirt, I cut off a lot. We're going to cut it from this side. I cut off a lot. I'm going to give myself 1/8 of an inch past double the width of my elastic. I don't think that I do sew this differently than the instructions. I remember that now, because I remember when I wrote my post in the 5 out of 4 group. So 3-inch seams. And then we're going to add 1 inch to the end here. We're going to add 1 inch because we added 1/2 of an inch to each side seam. I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to do that, to be honest. I'm just going to I'm going to add 1/2 of the amount. So I'm only going to add 1 inch to my waist circumference. My waist fits me pretty perfectly right now. So it's going to get a little bit bigger. This is slightly stretched. So yeah, I think that'll be okay. I mean, we're learning, right? All right, now we're ready. So in other words, I added 2 inches in circumference to my skirt, but I'm only adding 1 inch in circumference to my waist. Remember, it's elastic and it stretches to fit. So we're gonna need this and this and this, but not this. You know, the other funny thing about my cargo pants that I made is the back pockets, aren't they really far apart? Did you guys, any of you look at those pictures? They looked so far apart. It's kind of the first time I've ever looked at back pockets on myself and gone, that doesn't look right. I already took off the knee pad pockets though, because those almost killed me. To be blunt, those almost killed me because getting those pants on and off, I kept stepping into that pocket and I could not get my foot to avoid it. So yeah, I got rid of that. And I'm going to just quilt the knee pads to the pant. So those pants do have a little bit of work to do on them. All right, so see how nice and wide this fabric is? Look at this. I only need, for my size, I know this wouldn't work for every size. I'm making the large, no. Well, I graded it, so technically I'm making the large right now. So yeah, like 23 inches. Well, let's see. Actually, 20 inches. If you were doing a short version of this, you could do this skirt and you were size large or below. You could do this in a half a yard. That's pretty good. Hey, Carol. Good to know. I might have to buy another half yard, but there's only 2 colors, so. Yeah, exactly, Shem. It's like a magnet. Yeah, it's so, yeah, I almost fell over. And I just thought at one time, I don't know if I should share this just because I feel like some people are really reckless and you just think, why? And then there's me. I don't think I'm being reckless, right? I don't think I'm being reckless. I think I've got everything under control and I'm doing exactly what everybody else in the world does. And there I am walking from one room to the other. We only have a 2-bedroom house, right? And so we have our bedroom and we have the next bedroom and it has the ironing board in it and other stuff, right? And in between those rooms is the staircase going down. I was putting my pants on as I was walking between the 2 rooms. And I put my foot in that pocket and there was the stairwell. And I just went, why? Why am I doing this? Who does that? Why can't I stop and do one thing at a time? You know? Nobody's home. I'm alone. Who would feed the dogs until Michael got back? So, the size range on this pattern, Eliza, it goes up to, it goes from a, size chart, wait, it goes this direction. Okay. It goes from a 36-inch hip to a 61-inch hip. 28-inch waist to a 54-inch waist. 5XL is what they call that. Stash Buster, exactly. I know, I was kind of like, am I really going to get this lucky that this fabric is going to fit the amount I need for this skirt? And I did. I love the pants I made out of this. They are a little noisy, like you're definitely not stealthy in pants made out of this. So, Right, Nancy? I know. I don't know. Just, it's kind of like, you know, I must make only one trip up the stairs or down. So let's carry everything. And, you know, I always have an entourage when I'm going up and down the stairs, too. An entourage slash moving obstacle course, you know. Okay, so I notched the center front. That was kind of deep. That was really too deep. I like to notch the center fronts and center back at the waist. You don't have to do it at the hem, and don't. If you did, it's okay. But don't if you haven't. Okay, let's get rid of some of this fabric here. This is the front. And we're going to mark the pocket on there in just a second. And on the back, we don't even need this anymore. All right. I really wish this was one long piece. That doesn't look straight. Oh, it's got a little sliver right here. Okay, that's fine. Remember, this is my fold, so usually I go like this. I make a wavy line right there so I remember that that is my fold. That's my weird little Saremy trick. Patent pending. Right here. It's really nice. The rip stop makes it so you really can tell if you're straight or not. I know you can't see it, but I can. Oh, that's true, Nancy. Smart, smart. Oh, Heidi, right? Yeah, I know, Shim. It's true. I've actually asked for one. And I think the response was, you know, I can't remember. Like, my husband's all about, like, whatever, you know, like, oh, you want to get that? Let's look at that, you know. I can't remember what he said about it. I can't remember. He has a what do you call an Apple Watch? An Apple Watch? Not an iWatch, right? I feel like I just sounded it. 98 years old just now. All right, so I'm gonna notch the center here. And you know what? This time I'm going to not notch it. I'm gonna like mark it with chalk. This is actually like a little crayon. Like this. So now, you know, I can take this and see, look, it almost goes over my biggest part and it'll stretch. So that's what I'm worried about, right? So. Yeah, Danny, right? See? There's no guarantees that would work. All right, we're just going to cut some pockets and then we're going to cut the shape in the front of the skirt for the welt or the zipper. Oh, that's right, closing the rings, exactly. Maybe can I get this in here? Oh, no, I can't. I was like, oh, well, maybe. It's pretty close. We've already done pretty good at saving fabric though. Exactly, so closing your rings was effortless. You don't have to worry about that anymore. My mom has like reminders on her phone that go off, and I don't know what they're for, but she'll hop up or she'll drink some water or whatever. That's a good way to go too. So this is the little tool pocket, and I drafted this recently for my husband's overalls. He said it worked really good. I am inclined to not reinvent anything. Exactly, Michelle. Chasing, hurting the little rascals. Do I want my pocket bag to be in this fabric? I kind of do. I was just about to make it in like a contrast, you know, something lighter weight. Like if you're not doing a utility skirt, a lighter weight fabric would probably be kind of nice. This is my pocket pattern for a welt. And it's fine for like a little drop-in coat pocket, but it's not going to be long enough for, say, you know, my phone, which is massive, right? It would have to be, you know, let's see. Like 2.5 inches longer. So, good thing I had enough space there. Sheesh. Oh, I'm so glad, Randa. I know, I'm enjoying having them too. Oh my gosh, I almost turned that corner. Yeah, exactly, Eliza. Yeah. Exactly. I do, like, I had this friend who used to have this expression where he would be like, you know what, that's just not important enough to fit in the hard drive. And that was kind of when, like, well, anyway, it's just like, you know, hard drives are kind of a new thing then. And I kind of got what he meant later. And I was like, that's so true. I don't want to keep track of that. So I often will just like create reminders so I don't have to worry about anything. You know, the whole like live in the moment. Hey Missy, how's it going? I saw you at the beginning. I just had so much trouble getting my video to be live, and I wasn't saying hi to everybody, so sorry about that. Oh, they're to stand. Okay. All right. I'm just going to mark this on here. And now we're going to put this same shape on here. I'm just going to fold it along this little edge here. Like that. Like that. Where'd it go? There it is. I'm just like tracing this on here because I don't want to think about this quite yet. I'll set it up when I'm about to sew. All right. All right, we have this, and then this side will have this pocket. Maybe I'll position it when we get closer to that. All right, we don't need these pieces. Oh, I've been waiting for that to happen for like weeks. Okay. Now we're going to cut out the skort. No, short. Nice, Missy. That's awesome. That sounds productive. Great minds, right? Okay, this one I might be a little closer on the fabric that I need. I did entertain for about a minute using this fabric as my shorts because I bought it. It was on sale somewhere. And I thought, well, that could work. Wow. How dare he, Eliza? Sheesh. That's just so, like, sweet and romantic. I can't believe him. He needs to get his act together. That totally sounds like something my husband would, like, wake me up in the middle of the night. He'd be like, it's the Perseid meteor shower. Okay. All right, so my fabric, here's the layer, so kind of see. This is 2 layers of fabric, and I actually do want this to be about an inch longer. And so this is another thing about this pattern is that there's no hem shape. No hem shape. You absolutely, if you don't do the other thing with the 90-degree angle at the transition of the side seam at the hem and the waist, do this. You're going to be so much happier because here's the deal. If you don't add a hem shape to the bottom of this hem, what is going to happen is when you turn it up to hem it, it is going to be smaller where the hem seam, the hem stitching is. So then your short won't hang right and it will ride up. So do this. So I'm just making it an inch longer first. I'll show you the quick and dirty way to do it. All right, so now this is my cut edge right here, all right? And so now let's fold it up at I'm going to do a pretty small hem on this. No, actually, I'm going to do a 3/4 inch hem. I just like 3/4 inch hems. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to do a 3/4 inch hem. What? One? Oh, I'm like, what? That does not look right. I was at the wrong spot. I know what 3/4 looks like. Hey, Nancy. Oh, you're already here. For the shorts, I'm just using it's like a rayon knit, you know, or like it's very similar to like a tencel knit, rayon knit, bamboo knit, that whole family of kind of slinky, nice and cool, very soft. It's one of my favorite fabrics to make underwear out of, even though I used to want like really firm underwear. Now I don't. All right, so now I folded it up along the hem, and now I'm going to trim this off at the inseam, right along the inseam there, like that. All right. Like that. And now when I unfold my hem, I have this little hem shape. You have to fold it on the finished length of your short. Mine was a 3/4 inch hem, so I folded it there. Because if you don't, when you fold this up, it would have been like this. It would have been that shy. It would have been about 1.5 inches shy. I can't stress this enough. It's really important that you add the hem shape. Don't feel like you're doing something like against their wishes or something. Like, just get over that. This is your piece. This is your clothing. It's what you want. And you don't want the leg to be weirdly tight and like flare out, right? It would do this. Your hem would go whoop like that. Oh my goodness, Heidi. That is so cool. I love that. Where we used to live, meteor showers were really hard to see because we lived somewhere very cloudy all the time. And so it was kind of a treat. I'm struggling to fit this in here. There's like see this little cut right here? And stay on grain. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to flip it over like that. There we go. So you can't see it, but I have this big cut right here. See? So now I put the shorter side here, and then I can see if I'm on grain now. Where's the grain line? I'll just use the paper edge here. That'll work. Seven and a half. All right. Everybody have 2 layers under them. Speak now or forever make it so that I'm mad at you for not telling me so. All right. Yep. Okay. I'm just going to cut this extra fabric off right now, like this. Okay. Oh, bummer, Missy. I applaud your tenacity, your determination to get it right. Sometimes we just can't let it go, can we? All right, I'm gonna leave that flat for my gusset. I think I'm gonna cut 2 gussets. See, it's very bouncy, but you can't tell it's so black. Sorry about that. This is why I didn't sew my first pair on camera, because it was black fabric, you know? You can't let it go. Yeah. I relate to this so much. It's debilitating sometimes. I have bins here of things that I'm like, I will prevail, or I will figure out an easier way, or I will fix that, or I will try and get that to work, you know? I don't need the pattern piece. That's what I was looking at right now. Okay, we're done. That's it. Very easy. I made this skirt, or the skort, during one of the workshop Zooms recently. It was that fast, so I taped together the PDF. I had it printed already. I taped it together, I cut it out of fabric, and I sewed the entire pair of shorts and the skirt all in one 2-hour workshop Zoom. The only thing that I didn't do was the hems. So 2 hours, I taped together, cut, and sewed it. So it is a pretty quick, nice little thing, you know. Yay, no treasures, right? No Tetris today. All right, so here's my elastic. It's 1¼ inches wide. Not braided for once, but it's also not knit. It's not the non-roll. Can't remember what this one is. I'm trying to think. All right, so we have our skirt. What's that? Looks like oil right there. We have our short. I don't really want my shorts to hang out the bottom, but I did make them 1 inch longer. I don't think they'll hang out the bottom, you know. We'll pretend like, well, that wouldn't really be the case. It would be like this. I am just like living, drawing pants and stuff right now. I'm really enjoying it too. Like I've been just drawing like all kinds of things for the pants fitting skill building session. But I also can really get distracted on some of it because I'm like, well, how can I make this very realistic? You know, in the way it's drawn. You really like, sometimes you just can't. Like it's not going to look right on the drawing if you make it the same. It's of the same proportion as like real life. I haven't done this in a while, like laid out all my pieces. I thought it'd be kind of fun. Ooh, I'm excited about this. My matching zipper. I bought the little package of zippers from, oh, it is on this side. I bought this package from Waistband of all these different color zippers. It's awesome. Nylon zipper, number 3, 14 inches, assorted colors, 28. And I think it was like $7. The shorts are more like a rayon knit, Kathleen. Oh no, Sydney. Just, you know, turn it off and turn it on again. All right, my little gusset right here. Got my elastic. We'll just put this over here. Yeah. I'm going to sew these completely tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific, same time, same place. We'll be using the serger, the cover stitch, and the straight stitch machine. Yeah, sure, Kathleen. I can send you links to like similar fabrics if you're interested. I got it at my local fabric store. But yeah, just like a rayon knit. Hi, Vestigia. Nice to see you. Exactly, Michelle. Yeah, we're almost done. Did you just say, oh no? Oh no, Kathleen, bummer. Did you get it fixed? Did you find the other half of the needle? Have you heard, did you see Anna's story trying to find that part of a needle once? I feel like this is, okay, I think you guys are right. I'm liking the asymmetry and I'm liking the kind of utility look for it. Relatively stressed, except for the beginning, Michelle. No, I need, since I'm streaming every week this month, I needed it to be pretty simple this week. Next week, though, I'm doing the partner overalls, and I already see an issue with that pattern. So I'm a little nervous about that. Oh gosh, Nancy, that is such a good thing to think about. Oh, perfect, Kathleen. That's awesome. So convenient when it's connected to the thread still. Yeah. Yeah, Nancy, my daughter has an abnormal amount of electricity in her, and static plagues her. I've never used like dryer sheets or fabric softener until I had this kid. And then I finally just was like, one day I was like, you know what? You see all those commercials for that stuff, and this is exactly what would make her life so much better. And so I got some like less potent dryer sheets, and it was great. Like, it just helped so much. Like, she wouldn't even walk into certain doors, because you know how doors are like electric and stuff, or like revolving and stuff. She knew, like, if it had a certain kind of mat and a certain kind of door, she'd be like, I'm just gonna wait here for you. She wouldn't even make a fuss about it. She'd be like, I'm like, why? What are you doing out here? Why are you just coming? She's like, and then she'd be like, Mom, that door is gonna shock me so much. And I really felt for her. Like, I've only met like one other person that was like that. I don't know. She's not like a scuffer either, you know, like me and my friend, this is so terrible. When I was a kid, my mom would take me to the mall, and I hated going. So one time I brought my friend, and I've told you guys this story before, and we would walk around like this, like scuffing our feet, and we'd walk up to women. You know, back then a lot of people were wearing polyester pants, and so you'd walk up, and we would get really close, just like really quietly sneak up on them, get really close and touch. Just get close enough to shock them. And then we would pretend like, you know, we were looking at the rack, you know, like, So bad. My mom finally caught us, and she was like, what are you doing shocking people? So embarrassing, so terrible. I was like 8, you guys. I was 8 or 9 years old. Oh yeah, Nancy, exactly. You know, I always thought that was synthetic fabrics, but I guess polyester or silk is a really big offender of static. I don't wear a lot of silk though, so I haven't had to deal with it. Classic prank. And you know, where I grew up, it was common, you'd see like someone's like sock stuck to them walking around. They just didn't know it was like stuck to their pants out of the dryer. One time I saw this woman leaving a public bathroom at an amusement park, and there was so much static that she was wearing like tights, and she had pulled up her tights, and her skirt was static all the way up to her waist. She walked by 30 people in line to use the restroom, and none of them told her. I know, you guys. I got it all out in my youth. Oh, that was my best friend, Chris. She lives in Minnesota. We're still friends. Oh, you guys. Yeah, I hated going to the mall. I still do. I still get tempted to do that too, you know? I did it once as a prank to my daughter when I knew like shocking bugged her, but I didn't know at the time. It was kind of new, and it was very, very uncommon to have static electricity where we lived. It rained so much. It was so moist in the air there. And she still would get static electricity all the time, and we wouldn't. And I just remember like the first couple times, like, you know, doing that to her. Not like bad like those women, because it was really hard to even get it going there. And then I realized how bad it was for her. It was so terrible. I am definitely a prankster. I'm a teaser, you guys. You guys know me. I'm a teaser. I don't know, Michelle. I never really liked it. The other thing I will do is like, she would sometimes be like doing my hair, and so she'd be like standing right here. And this is like a still running joke in my house. She'd be like, you know how kids just can't not keep touching you, you know? And so I'd be sitting there like doing whatever, working on something, sewing, cooking, picking up her toys, and she'd be there sitting there, and I would go, oh, it scared the heck out of her, but it would make her laugh too, so. Oh, Nancy. Yeah, one time I saw a woman who had a sock inside of her tights on the back of her thigh. and she had a short skirt on, and it was stuck in there, and she just didn't feel it. And it's like you feel bad, like you feel like you have to say something because someone should have said something by now to this person, right? But at the same time, they're going to be embarrassed when you tell them, you know? So, I know. I'm terrible. That's as terrible as I get, though. So, you guys are fine. You're safe. Except that I know everything about all your schedules and what sewing books you have and stuff, if you're in the guild. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow, 11 a.m., same time, same place. We're going to be sewing this together, and I'm going to have my third piece for my gardening capsule wardrobe. So I'm pretty excited. Thanks for coming, you guys. Thanks for putting up for the beginning. I don't know why YouTube wasn't showing the video. Told me I was live and everything, so sorry about that. I'll see you guys soon, and happy sewing. I'm looking for my thingy. There it is. Bye.